Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse today, Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. Now, on the various beats, we're covering the Harvey Weinstein case in the state court. Still on the stand, in great infinite detail, Miriam Haley. There's also another one of Harvey Weinstein's victims has apparently written to Jay Clayton of the SDNY asking for a investigation of cover-up by the then Manhattan District Attorney's Office. So that's something that we hope to have something on later today. Now, on the Luigi Mangione, as we reported on Friday during his arraignment on death penalty charges, his lawyer, Karen Friedman Agnifilo, said that her calls to him had been surreptitiously and improperly recorded in the MDC. Well, yesterday the prosecutors put in their letter explaining it, and what they said is that this was not on the legal line. They have legal lines that they can be used. These were like on the regular line where it says, hello, this is a recorded call. And it also that the phone number used wasn't the one that they had for Karen Friedman Agnifilo. So they say that no harm, no foul, no one's seen it, but they put in an explanation. We'll just have to see what Judge Garnett says about that explanation. What can we say? Today there's also at 11:30, I believe, an arraignment in what they're calling the TdA, TdA / possible Enemies Act case. But right now it's just a TdA case. They've accused people of RICO TdA, and they're all going to be arraigned today, and we're going to be covering that. Now, the question is, I suppose, Sean Combs, sorry. We've been following, but not reporting on, the questionnaire, the administration of the questionnaire of an enormous panel of jurors. There's going to be a court hearing on that tomorrow at 1, and we'll live tweet it, but they're basically going to sort of pre-approve or pre-screen this group, and then beginning next week, Monday, there's going to be questioning. Now, how much of it will be at sidebar and not be able to be immediately reported, I don't know, but we're all over it, always for the unsealing thing. And also, Combs' lawyers yesterday put in a filing that we reported even from inside 100 Center Street, and we saw the filing, asking for a gag order against victims and witnesses' lawyers from talking publicly. They specifically called out Wigdor, Cassie Ventura's lawyer, for things he said publicly. So far, no ruling by Judge Subramanian on that, but we'll see. We're not big fans of gag orders, but of course there is the due process rights of defendants, so we'll just have to see how the judge balances those two. Now, the UN, we continue to report on them. We continue. Their legal counsel, Eleanor Hamaskajold, has refused to say anything publicly about whether or not UNRWA actually can avail itself of immunity and impunity for its role on October 7th. There's a pretty good legal argument that they can, and she's supposed to be the lawyer, so we're waiting. We asked specifically in writing yesterday for her answer as the head of the UN lawyer. At least come up with a statement. She could have somebody else write it, but just having the UN spending your tax money to hire some bogus outside law firm to say we're immune is not very good. Meanwhile, Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General, who's banned the press from even entering to ask these questions, claims to be trying to mediate India-Pakistan. Well, good luck. He's failed at every other item during his years in power at the UN, so I believe similarly will be that. I'm going to turn around here because we're in a bit of a rush. We're heading to the tall building over there, 100 Center Street, for the Weinstein, and then back over here for the TdA, and then who knows what happens next. Inner City Press, on the case.